I have chosen a topic called al-mushtaquna ila al-jannah, which means those who desire paradise, not those who desire this world. And I give you examples of the companions of the Prophet in a short while, and people who lived before us. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين. And those who have passed us, those who have passed us, Allah says, the ones who have beaten us, أولئك المقربون, they are the ones closer to Allah. Where? في جنات النعيم, in high places in Jannah, blessed. ثلة من الأولين, a large amount from the people before us. وقليل من الآخرين, and only a small amount of them still exist in the aftertime, meaning in our time. Who are the Sabiqun, brothers and sisters? From the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his companions and the ones after them. They are the Sabiqun. They have beaten us in two things. They are the Sabiqun, meaning they are before us. And they are the Sabiqun, meaning they have beaten us to paradise. And there is a small amount from this life, Allah says. There's only a minority that are still striving and working and desiring paradise and have left this world. Only a small amount, Allah says. As-Sabiqun, As-Sabiqun, Allah is praising the ones who race each other. Sibaq means race. Race, Allah says, is praising the people who race each other for the goodness, not racing each other for worldly things. No. As-Sabiqun, As-Sabiqun, Allah says, and those who can beat other people in what? In good deeds. To beat each other to paradise, to beat each other in high places in paradise. No, a normal Muslim does not want just the first place in paradise. A mu'min wants to beat everyone and go to the Firdaus al-A'la. This is what the Prophet ﷺ said. He said, تَمَنَّوا وَاسْأَلُوا الْفِرْدَوْسَ الْأَعْلَى. When you ask Allah for Jannah, ask Him for the highest place, which is called Al-Firdaus. Just like that man, that prophet, who Allah does not mention his name in the Quran, in Surah Yasin. وَجَاءَ رَجُلٌ مِّنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ يَسْعَى. And a man came from the far end of the Medina, يَسْعَى, meaning running towards them. قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اتَّبِعُوا الْمُرْسَلِينَ. He said, "Oh my people, follow the messengers." قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اتَّبِعُوا الْمُرْسَلِينَ اتَّبِعُوا مَنْ لَا يَسْأَلُكُمْ أَجْرًا وَهُمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. Follow the ones who do not ask you for any wealth. They're not asking you for any wealth or any ajar, any exchange. And they are the ones who are rightly guided. What did they do to him? They brought him, as in the hadith, and then they put a hole into the ground, and they dug him into the ground and then chopped his head off. In another hadith, they threw him down the well and they killed him. And then Allah resurrected him and put him straight into Jannah. And Allah says in the Quran, and then he replied by calling out, يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ بِمَا غَفَرَ لِي رَبِّي وَجَعَلَنِي مِنَ الْمُكْرَمِينَ. He called out and says, "Oh, woe if only my people had known how Allah has forgiven me and what kind of a blessing He has put me in. Jannah, Na'im, everlasting, everlasting luxury, everlasting freedom, everlasting bliss. If only my people knew where I have ended up." يَا حَسْرَةً عَلَى الْعِبَادِ مَا يَأْتِيهِمْ مِنْ رَسُولٍ إِلَّا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. Oh, great sorrow and sadness to the people, servants of Allah. There isn't a messenger that comes to them warning them and promising them, except that they would mock him. And this is our state today. What about Imra'at Fir'aun, Pharaoh's wife? She also embraced Islam in secret. And when Pharaoh found out, he brought her, as in the Quran, وَامْرَأَةَ فِرْعَوْنَ. And the wife of Pharaoh, in the hadith it says, he brought her, and then he stripped her naked, and he hung her, to the ceiling from her breasts, and he began to torture her. He tortured her, and she began to cry. And Allah says in the Quran, وَمَرْيَمَ بْنَةَ عِمْرَانَ. He said, وَامْرَأَةَ فِرْعَوْنَ إِذْ قَالَتْ رَبِّ ابْنِ لِي عِندَكَ بَيْتًا فِي الْجَنَّةِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنْ فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. She said, oh my Lord, while she was being tortured, oh Allah, build for me a palace in Jannah and save me from Pharaoh and save me from the people who are oppressors. The hadith says, while she was being tortured, Allah showed her a palace inside of Jannah, and she began to laugh, and Pharaoh began to torture her even more, saying, what is making her laugh? Torture her more, isn't she feeling this? And she died laughing. Little did he know that Allah was showing her place, her palace in Jannah, which made her forget the pain. It was too overwhelming, and she died, seeing her palace, and she died, going into Jannah. وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ. Those who beat us, my dear brothers and sisters.
فقد الزول الجميل أطلب الله لك جنانا واطلبه ظل ظليل يا لا 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 يا لا 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 والوعد جنة وحور والوعد جنة وحور والوعد جنة